Transformer fans, we have a major problem.
After all is said and done, you never walk, you never run, you're a winner. Got the rules, you know the street. Break the rules, take the heat, you know nobody's fool.
Hey everybody, I'm going to start by saying that we have, reiterating what I basically said right at the beginning of this video, we have a major issue in the Transformer community. Now, a lot of people are really down against the KO Transformers. I can understand both sides of the argument, I really can. And a lot of people, I was only talking to a friend of mine this morning, and he said that one of the biggest issues is when people are selling these MP Transformers and pretending that they're actually genuine articles. Now, I can understand that as a problem because people are paying a lot of money out for something that they think is going to be the genuine article. I've been given in the past a lot of KO Transformers. I've got a bit of a collection of the KO Transformers, the MP types, and they vary in quality. More and more recently, there's been a new glut of them coming out. In particular, one of the big ones, Rodimus, which is the MP28. Now this is a KO. I'm not gonna try and beat about the bush and pretend that it's not a KO. This is a straight up KO. But there's some major issues with this thing that you need to understand. Now, a lot of the times when you see these KO Transformers that come out, they come out in a box and it normally says Tanaka Tony. The Tanaka Tony is basically the KO version of the Masterpiece figures. Now, in a lot of the new ones, like for instance in the new Ironhide KO, it doesn't actually say Transformers, it says Robot Formers, Masterpiece, doesn't have the Autobot insignia and things like that. The actual quality of these things is entirely up to you how you want to judge these, but it's not actually in the packaging, and when you buy it, you genuinely know you're buying a KO Transformer and not a Masterpiece Transformer. This is the packaging for the brand new Hot Rodimus. MP28, Autobot insignia, and more importantly, Takara Tomy. This is a KO Transformer, and I can tell you why I know it's a KO Transformer. On the bottom it says made in Vietnam. This is made in China. It was given to me by friends in China. So I know that it's actually come from the Chinese factory. It's not been imported from Vietnam, taken to China and then exported from China back to where it needed to go to. This is made and produced in China. Every single bit of the box is exactly the same as the Transformers Masterpiece Hot Rod. Every single detail. And that's the problem. This thing isn't pretending to be a KO. This thing is pretending to be a genuine article. Now, I've held one of these. I held one when I went to TF Nation, and it was a very nice piece of kit. In car form, as you can see, it's got fabulous paintwork on the bonnet. It has some beautiful detail on the lights. All the panels go together really well. There is not a little tiny bit of this that doesn't go well together. The windscreen is of the exact same blue as the one that I've seen. The wheels roll, it rolls like any other hot rod would roll. This thing is essentially a Masterpiece figure. If you put this next to a normal Masterpiece figure, a normal version, you would be very hard struck to actually discover what is wrong with it. Like the other Masterpiece, it comes with all the accessories. 2 guns, very G1-esque. 1 plastic pizza cutter. A matrix of leadership, very nicely done, very nicely painted. 1 fishing rod, painted real. Does exactly what it's supposed to do. When you're only going to sit it down and you're going to make it reenact that one scene that you saw it in in Transformers the movie. Yep, it's a whopper, all right. So where is the quality of this? Where's the quality in compared to the other MP KO transformers. This is a KO Road Rage, which came out not too long ago. The quality of this is very, very good, but it's nowhere near as good quality as this thing. This thing is just an absolute cut above the rest. It is really, really decent in the actual standard that they're doing, the tolerances that they're actually achieving these days. Now, the transformation of this thing is a very, very pleasurable experience. There's no points where you actually think you're going to break it, where it's going to come apart or anything like that. It's a lovely transformation. Really, really sweet. Some really clever little bits of engineering, especially in the bits on the side and the shoulders, and how the backpack goes together, and the hands fold in, how the legs are. It's got some real gorgeous touches, and it even has the little visor bit that comes down over his eyes. I won't actually get that bit out because it's very, very stiff on my copy. I don't know if it's the same for everybody copy or if it was the same for the original. You tell me. But as quality goes, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible. There's no looseness to it, where you get some transformers that have like loose joints. Everything is even. Everything just goes together. The arms go in exactly where they're supposed to. There's nothing wrong with this at all. The transformation is a nigh on perfect transformation. The paint on this thing throughout, from his head down to his toes, is beautiful. The beautiful like sheen on the actual bottom part of the legs, and the legs go together really, really well. Now, I have some transformers that are MPs which aren't the best quality. I will be honest. The Lambo one in particular has major issues, and I had to give it a little bit of a trim to actually make it transform correctly. I have had to do a tiny little modification on this so it will go in, but the only thing I had to do is the peg that's on the back of there that actually pegs the chest part to the bonnet. I had to chest part to the roof rather. I had to trim back a tiny little amount just so it would go in, but that is it. And all I did was a Stanley knife and just took a tiny slither off, and it goes together, as you can see, perfectly. The chest opens up to reveal like a double hinge, where you can actually put in the matrix of leadership. So you put the matrix of leadership inside, and the chest closes perfectly. Nothing wrong there. The hands themselves can be folded in through a little flap here. So you just fold that part in and you close the little hatch, and then you can fit the circular saw, which fits in perfectly. The guns fit in the hands like you've seen on MP figures all the time, with the little square peg. Clicks in there, that goes in there, and he holds it perfectly. Everything on this thing is perfect in every way, which makes people wonder if they actually have a genuine version of this transformer or not, because there's going to be loads of people now who are getting them and questioning, have I got a genuine article, or is this one of those KOs? Does anybody know the difference between the KOs? What kind of quality differences or anything of this compared to the other? Because I can't see a single thing that makes you believe that this is a genuine article or not. Every single bit on it, no scars, no scuffs, no nothing. Everything is tip top. Where this guy is superb quality and it's a beautiful size. I can see that there is problems on this. There's a tiny little bit of the front of it that's like a little bit of a spur. On the actual faceplate itself, it's a tiny bit loose, so you only have to just tiny touch the Mohican part, and it actually comes off. Apart from that, it goes together quite well. The radar was a little bit stiff. I had to trim that back a little bit so it would actually go in there. I've had to super glue back on one of the jet thrusters because that came off. So this thing, beautiful though it is, wasn't quite perfect. A tiny little bit of modifications made it really good, and you can see it's got no Autobot symbol or anything like that. So we know that this is a copy transformer. But this isn't. You'd be very, very hard struck to find if this is actually a real one or not. And that's where the problem is. I think basically the KO people have crossed a line. The KO people have gone from doing something that was a nice piece of plastic for people who wanted to have a KO, who wanted to have a masterpiece figure, but couldn't afford it or they couldn't get hold of one. So they decided to go down the route of getting something like this, which costs literally a fraction of the cost of a genuine MP figure. But now they're producing something that it's been very, very hard to actually find out if this is a genuine one or not. And is that going to be a detriment towards the community? The only people that are going to suffer are the people that bought the genuine article, because they have paid the premium for something. And maybe they will lose out if they bought it for investment wise. If they bought it for their own personal gratification and they've bought it so that they can hold it and know that they've got a really good transformer, then that's fine. In regards to this thing being a direct copy and bringing the value of that down, it will bring it down dramatically because people are going to want to buy these things more and more. Are these going to be harder to get hold of? No. These are going to be easy to get hold of. If I told you how much this is actually going for in China, you wouldn't believe me. Let's just say cheaper than a deluxe transformer that you buy in the supermarket by quite a bit. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this kind of review, kind of a rant, kind of trying to educate you. I know I'm probably going to get a little backlash from this. Have a great time, be nice to each other, and enjoy the Transformers, because that's what it's all about at the end of the day. Don't be dicks. Bye.